we've talked about how you can sing beautifully already, but then being able to sing and being able to sight sing under pressure as well, and just get it right, you know, because it's like you've got to get the note length, you've actually got to get the pitch, the tone has got to come out in the right tone. Did you actually go, I'm going to learn how to sight sing, or did it kind of just come through via the piano, through the violin and all of that stuff? So was it just that?
It did. It came through. It came through just having read so much music. Now, also, I think it came through the fact that when I started off music, I started off playing Irish music. Everything was done by ear. You didn't read music. So what you would do is you would go along to a session where there would be superb world champion adult musicians, you know, and they play tunes, and you'd sit and you'd listen, you'd find it on the tin whistle, or you'd find it on the violin, or, you know, the piano accordion, you'd find these tunes. And so my ears were most probably way more developed than most at my age type of thing. So I'd be 6 years of age, sitting there listening, playing along. Then I did classical music, so I started to put it all to practice, read where it came from. And I mean, God, what a crazy childhood. I also used to sing with a church choir. Well, we weren't a church choir. We were a bunch of ladies who used to go out. We used to sing at weddings and all that sort of stuff. So on a Saturday, we'd all jump in the car. And this was the first church we'd go to. Right, we sing there. Bride, don't be late, because we've got another wedding in an hour and a half time. We go. And then one time we were going to one wedding, and the woman who led the group said, "Oh, we're doing Schubert's Ave Maria, not Bach Gounod. Emer, you've never done it before." I said, "I haven't. Give me the music." And I looked, and she looked at me and said, "Can you read that?" I said, "Yeah, I can." And I was most probably 16.
Really?
And I didn't realise that was a thing. I didn't realise that there was maybe 8 of us women. I was the youngest, young ladies, women, whatever. And there was only 3 of us that could read music, and I didn't realise. I just thought everybody could sight sing.
Right.
And when I went to music college, I thought, oh, everyone can sight sing here. Obviously, everyone can sight sing. No. No. Even some of the singers couldn't sight sing.
Yeah.
They had amazing voices, beautiful, and they would always earn a living because their voices were beautiful. But they couldn't sight sing.
But they couldn't sight sing. Do you think, because whenever we had like sight singing at college,
I'm so sorry.
I was like, come on, Mish.
I'm so sorry.
That and oral and transcribing. I was like, come on, Mish.
Again,
It's like, if you don't know what it is, it's a flat 5. That's what I was just saying to myself. Like every time.
It was a flat 5.
I was like, I didn't know what it was. It's a flat 5 every time. But people would like be scared of sight singing, not because of you, because you're like a brilliant teacher. And then whenever I saw you on the timetable, I was like, we got Emer.
You're too nice. I'm sure you did. It's like, oh my God, we've got her.
No, not at all. Oh gosh, the timetable used to be tiny as well. I don't know why they made it for ants. It was weird. It was like, what is this? Oh, we got Emer. Like that. We'd actually celebrate and stuff. Because you're such a great teacher. And I'm not just saying it because you're sat right here. But you're like firm but fair, and I'm quite straight down the middle. I'm like, we're here to do the work, so that's what we're going to do. And Emer does that, and we're here to work. And I have to learn how to sight sing. But some people would just be terrified, or just not show up to class.
I know. And I knew that. You can tell. I mean, it's funny about saying about teaching. So I've been teaching since I was at school.
Right.
You know, I could play the violin, and my PE teacher, her daughter wanted to play the violin, so she said, will you give my daughter violin lessons? And I just used to teach. And it's quite funny because I had a big reunion with a whole load of schoolmates, and one of them said to me, she said, you taught me the piano. I have no recollection of teaching her the piano.
Really?
None. I don't know. My childhood was crazy, wild. There was just something going on everywhere at all times, and then a club to sing in. It was mad. But I just always taught. I don't know. I love it. I'm about to start up on another teaching job. I gave up teaching when I left London. I haven't taught at all except for Sing by Sight since I left London. And in a few weeks' time, I'm about to start teaching again.
Lucky people.
Yeah, I'm quite excited as well. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. So teaching is a gift, and it's a joy, and it's an honour.
Yes.
It's an honour to teach. the next generation. And I knew when students were like, I look at them and think, you're never going to turn up for a sight singing lesson. I know you're not.
Yeah, it's the
And no
fear.
matter how much I would say to them, it won't hurt. There's no pain involved. Might be a bit embarrassing. You might make some pretty strange sounds. And I think actually, sorry, I'm going to leap ahead about sight singing. I think this is why singers fear sight singing. We spend our lives perfecting a beautiful sound, a beautiful tone, which we are not going to make when we're sight singing. And that thing of making mistakes.
Yes.
And I think that's why singers shy away so much, because they're not in control. It's their voice which they hate not being in control of.
Yeah.
And they're not in control.
Yes, absolutely.
And it's that thing, Misha. You have to read the note, you hear it in your head, then you sing the note. And it's that process that scares the life out of so many.
Absolutely. But the thing is, people don't realise what a huge skill it is and how it will speed everything up. Every time I've done a musical theatre show,
Yeah.
I've been like, it's fine. You know, I'm not you. I'm not like a reader like you are, but I'm like, it's fine.
And it will be fine. You might make a mistake 2 times, but the 3rd time it's nailed.
Yes.
Whereas someone who doesn't sight sing, they're going home, they're listening to it, they're spending hours, I'll play that again, I can't hear that. And then the moment, if you're on a rehearsal, for example, and the MD says, can you change that? Oh, I can't change, what am I changing?
Yes.
It's like so much easier if people have got the music, yeah, sure, I can change that. There we go, I'll read that now.
Yeah.
Oh, and the doors it can open if you can sight sing.
Absolutely.
You know this. You've found this, haven't you?
Oh no, absolutely. I mean, the thing is, you wouldn't have done all of your movie sessions if you couldn't read.
Wouldn't have done one.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have done one. I've never been asked to go in and not sight sing for a film session.
There you go. And
That's
that's
it's all
the thing.
about that.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, it's the opportunities that you get. I was doing As You Like It at Regent's Park.
Yeah.
And I only had a few lines as an actor, but I was there kind of like to sing and stuff like that. But because I'd recently gone through the Sing by Sight course, written by Emer McParland, tune in, all of the patterns, was recognising all the patterns. I was like, oh, that repeats. And because I was getting through everything so quickly, they wrote new music. And they kept writing new music. And my part there was like massive. And I was like, how am I getting reviewed in this show? And I've got like 2 lines. But because I was singing so much, because I could read it so quickly in rehearsals, it was like, my part's grown, darling.
Yeah, darling.
And so it should.
They've seen the potential at last.
And I was thinking, thank you, Emer. And I think actually we spoke not long after that. And I was like, if I couldn't read, it would have been a whole different world.
Honestly, and it really, nobody has ever sacked me because I could sight sing.
Yes,
that's it. Nobody has ever sacked me. I'm sorry, can't book you sight sing. Whereas I have been booked because I can sight sing.
Yes.
Even crazy jobs. I used to do a run at Christmas of concerts. There'd be like 14 concerts at the Albert Hall. Wow. And that was literally sight singing Christmas songs, but big production things. Big production. There was 8 of us, did all the vocals. And you were literally sight singing a huge Christmas pad of amazing arrangements, all sorts of stuff. It's all sight singing, you know. And then I've done loads of backing vocals for artists because they needed sight singing. They needed someone who could sight sing. So, it's that thing. It's something that's worth going through the pain. The agony. Do it.
And I guess it's something that stays. It's like riding a bike.
Yeah.
Once you've got to your level, then it just stays with you, doesn't it?
Yeah. You can get a bit rusty now because I've been doing it for so many years. I don't get rusty. I might look at something. Oh, that didn't see that repeat mark. You know, something like that, but not really. I know what I'm doing. It would be like somebody who's bilingual. They flip into another language very easily. Whereas maybe somebody who's learnt French when they're 20, they might get a bit rusty with vocabulary, so they have to brush up a bit. So you can get rusty if you're maybe a bit of a latecomer, but I'm okay. I'm just riding a bike. Really. I've been doing it for so long. Yeah. Before I even realised I was sight singing.
That's it, isn't it? It's kind of innate in you, though, wasn't it?
Yeah. The only time I ever got tripped up, a funny story, was one of the Albert Hall concerts, and we were asked to sing a Christmas carol. We weren't often asked to sing Christmas carols, so it's not a problem. We're just given big arrangements, lots and lots of music. And this Christmas carol was taken from a hymn book. So the melody, the 4-part melody harmony was up there, and the verses got lower and lower. Now, we were asked to sing the alto line.
Right.
Now, everybody knows, I don't think it was, but it could have been Good King Wenceslas. Everybody knows the melody. We don't know the alto line. So, first verse, sang the alto line. I was literally walked on, and this, you're doing this, by the way. Oh, my, okay, fine. Sang the alto line, got to the second verse, and thought, oh, I need to jump up, read my notes, read my words. Got to the third verse, though, this is harder. I'm trying to read my notes. Well, me and the other alto, we got the giggles because we both could hear each other making mistakes. He went out to the snow. He went out to the snow. Well, where is he now? Where's Cooking Wenceslas? It was... And we had to stop singing because our shoulders were going. Now, the audience were miles away. They wouldn't have seen it. And we did apologise to the rest of the vocal group for being unprofessional. But the tenors and basses were exactly the same. We were all leaping up to these lines. It was like speed sight singing. It's like, no, you can't. And we came off afterwards. We did, and the MD apologised. We said, you can't do that. You can't throw that at us because it's hard. That's hard.
Yeah.
Purely because we're sight singing a line. We're flying through. Everyone's going, go King Wenceslas, and we're going, hang on. I'm on verse 7. My eyes are going up a mile to the alto line. So anyway, yeah, that was one moment. But no matter how good a sight singer, you were never going to make that. That was going to be a train crash. I think by the end of it, all 8 of us were just singing the melody. Just so nobody's getting any harmony on this one. Sorry, darling.
That's it, sorry.
Just melody.
Well, you know what? It's things like that, the challenge, and kind of being thrown into the deep end. I love a puzzle, right? And I'm like, it's good to keep your brain ticking over.
Yeah.
Things like sight singing, it's good for your brain, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, there's never going to be cobwebs up there, Misha. Never. And I love it. It's exciting. I didn't love that experience. That was just... I mean, I've never corpsed on stage before laughing. Because you don't. You're getting paid to be professional, but we lost it.
But that was a joke.
Yeah. But it is good for your brain. It's brilliant. I mean, listen, sing by sight. I've got students who are in their 60s. I've got students around the world, and some of them have come back and they've said, I've always wanted to know how to sight sing. I got an email. A woman came to a concert I did the other night with the BBC Big Band, and she emailed me and said, I've just bought your course because I'm retired and I've always wanted to be able to read music. And it's like, wow, you know, yeah. So it's fab, and it's really good, you know. Try and keep the grey matter going.
Yeah,
definitely.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And was that part of the inspiration behind writing Sing by Sight as well?
So Sing by Sight, my big online sight singing course for contemporary commercial music singers, I wrote it because there is nothing out there that's useful. There's a lot of AI-generated exercises that don't bear any relation to the type of music you would ask to be sight sung. They're just random. It's just random notes.
Right.
And then there's no backing tracks with them. So you're just singing random notes in a vacuum. That's not the real world. It's so unhelpful. It's not preparing you for what could be thrown at you. It's discouraging because you just think, I don't know where this is going. I'm just singing notes. I've got no inspiration of a track that goes with it. Every exercise has got tracks. You know that, Misha.
Yeah.
Hundreds of exercises. Every one of them's got tracks. Most of the tracks are in 3 tempos. Slow, medium, fast, to help you speed up, you know.
Yeah.
It's everything that I would love to have done when I taught you. But I didn't have the time to do it, you know. I did it in lockdown. I just thought, because our world stopped in lockdown. Stop. Diary emptied. I did some online sessions, but, recorded things, but kind of the hands-on nitty-gritty stuff stopped. So I just said, no, now I'm going to do this sight singing course I've always wanted to write.
And it's amazing.
Yeah,
it's so
thank
good.
you.
It's so good.
Thank you.
If you want to learn how to sight sing,
Yeah.
you got to get Sing by Sight.
It is. It's full of everything that you need to learn to become a sight singer within the commercial music business.
Yeah, and it's great because it's gradual as well. It's not like, and here is level 7.
Yeah,
Go.
and there's levels, and at the end of each level, a bit of kind of promotion here, but at the end of each level, there's a chapter 11, and that's pieces of music, proper pieces of music. So if you've learned to sight sing in C major, G major, and F major, and just crotchets, minims, and semibreves, or whole notes, quarter notes, half notes, then in chapter 11, there's pieces of music. So you're sight singing music even after your first level.
Yeah.
And they've got backing tracks and, you know, and that's where all my writing came in. I loved it. There's in level 4, you've got one that's kind of a bit similar to Pirates of the Caribbean soundtrack.
Yeah.
So you get that feeling it's orchestral. It's an orchestral piece. You think, oh wow, I'm singing with an orchestra now. You know,
it's vibey. It's like, and it does inspire you to actually do the sight singing.
Yeah,
you want to come back.
That's possible. It's funny because I do assess some of them. Some of them have exams tied in with the way they do the course. There's and one of them, she did a really great exam after 12 weeks. I said, well done. She said, I didn't know what a piece of music was when I started 12 weeks ago. And I said, that's great. And she said, I've just really worked hard. And it was amazing. I just thought, wow, it works. Because you write these things and you think, does this make any sense? Does this work? And it does, it
Absolutely.
works. Yeah,
it really does. So you must be so proud of it. I mean, we had quite a bit of time during lockdown. How long did it take you to get all of the...
Wow, most probably 2 years. Probably 2 years. In that, just after lockdown, I went down to visit some friends in a university and they were talking about PhDs. And I said, I'd love to do a PhD on sight singing. And they said, why? And I said, I've done Sing by Sight and all that. And they said, it's such a shame you've done that because that would have been a PhD. That material you did for that work would have earned you a doctorate because it's so huge and it looks at so many different elements and all that. But they said, we can't give you a doctorate post the work. I said, are you sure? They said, yeah, we can't. I was like, damn, Dr. Emer. So, yeah, that would have been my doctoral work, you know, my thesis sort of thing.
Oh, but it's so great, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's good, actually. It's good. And it was quite interesting because they'd seen it and they said it's very practical for singers. It's really practical and it helps them, gives them all the information. But it's also very academic. You know, they kind of, the approach to it and everything. If I'd written up, you know, and I was probably an accompanying thesis with it, it would have stood to be an academic work as well. And I never did it with that in mind. I did it to help singers because I can see so many singers who've got great voices like yourself, great, you know, would be so useful in the business, but they can't read a piece of music. And that shuts so many doors.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully, you know, more people find out about it and get them singing. Yeah. In general, have you ever worked with another vocalist who either hasn't been able to blend with the rest of the group or hasn't wanted to blend with the rest of the group so they stand out?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have. Short answer, yes, I have. It's hard. We're booked, aren't we? Well, for me, and you'll be the same, Misha, singers are booked. As a backing singer, you're booked to be a unit. You're booked to be kind of a homogenous, just one unit that supports the soloist.
Yeah.
So you have to sound like one group, one unit, and you must not have a voice that overpowers the soloist. So it's a backing singer. It's not standing in the front of the singer, you know? You're a backing vocalist. So I have stood there with singers who have a big vibrato.
Right.
And if the person up front's got a whacking vibrato, great, we all put it on, we match them. Generally not. So it was a case of saying, can we just work on neutralising that vibrato a bit, slimming it down, flattening the tone out a bit, please. Now, I didn't have to say it because I wasn't leading the group.
Right.
There was 3 of us, the other person was leading the group. So they gave the instruction, can we just flatten the vibrato? This person found that hard. This person wasn't the best person to be on the job.
Right.
And this person wasn't the best person to be a backing singer because the best backing singers can do whatever you ask them with their voice, and she couldn't. So there was this wobble. So, you know, you're kind of spending ages going through, ended up almost saying, okay, try and breathe like this and try and sing a line. It's generally, in this case, it was a lack of support of the voice, and that was how a wobble was creeping in. But to try and give a singing lesson while you're trying to do backing vocals is really hard. So that was tricky. You know, all we could do is just say, look, sing a bit more softly, which helped in this instance. Doesn't always help, but sometimes that's the wrong thing to say. In this instance, it helped. The vibrato went. The more power she put behind her voice, the bigger the vibrato got. So it was, look, sing a bit softer. Mic was turned up a little bit. Okay, we kind of blend a bit more now. and now we can back that person. It's really hard. Some people have a very strident tone, and again, I have been stood next to someone who had a strident tone. I was stood next to someone once who just didn't want to blend, and I thought, I can't do anything here.
That's it.
I can't do anything. I just have to do what I've been booked for and be professional.
Yes.
And there's no blame apportioned. There's nothing. There's no, oh my God, there's no faces, there's nothing. You're just professional. You're booked to do a job. So jolly well do your job. If that person is on a different mission, that's them. It's not me. This is my job and I'm doing my job.
Yeah.
You know, there's nothing nasty, there's nothing, but they were never going to blend and support the soloists. So it was just right, okay, I just need to do my job.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you're there for the section, like you said.
Yeah.
We are going to sound good in this because we are a section.
Yes.
Whereas it's like, and that could, if people aren't as vigilant or as aware of what's going on, it might reflect poorly on you then.
Yeah.
It's like one of those things you think, actually, guys, let's be in this together.
Yes. Yeah, very much so. And that is definitely an ensemble thing. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've sang in ensembles and a couple of times I've been barked at, you know. Emer, you're too loud. It's like, oh, am I really? But, you know, okay, I'll bring it down. I'll take it on board if I'm too loud. Or, because I've got quite a heavy voice. And if I've been stood next to someone who's got a very light voice, then, you know, I'm backing off there, bringing it up a little bit. So we're trying to meet in the middle a bit more. Sometimes it's hard. But generally, I'm good at blending. I know what you have to do. It's the job, isn't it? It's the job.
Exactly.
You know?
And it must be tricky because you're so kind and giving, having to, like you said, give somebody a singing lesson when you're in the middle of, I need to concentrate on what I'm here to do. It's like that's kind of draining from two different areas. Then it's like
it is. But then, like you say, you were a group, and the whole group will be judged. And I'm thinking, I don't want people to go away thinking, well, those backing singers were awful.
Yeah.
I'd love them to say the backing singers were really nice little unit there, worked well together.
Yes.
You know, so it's hard. It's really hard. And you just have to be kind and be a diplomat.
Yes.
And be professional.
That's it. And not actually just have a go at somebody. It's like,
no,
we try?
You can't. No. Yeah. Any chance you could look at this bit again, you know. Or especially if someone keeps making the same mistake.
I know.
You know, any chance. Although one of my friends played a great joke. She did a corker of a mistake on a session once, and there was only a few of us, so this was when we were recording, so it cancelled. She leant over and went, I went wrong there. I said, oh, because basically to the MD it looked like I'd gone wrong. And she was pointing out where I'd gone wrong. Anyway, we knew the MD. We knew everyone. It was fine. But she'd gone, I went wrong there. As if to say, you know, Emer, that's where you went wrong. It's like, I can't believe you just did that. Fortunately, we were pals. So everybody creased up laughing. You know, 'cause they knew she'd gone wrong. There was only, I think, 6 of us, maybe 8 of us on that job. That's quick as a flash. Emer, I went wrong there. Did you now? So anyways, it is tricky when you're with somebody and it's not working. Just be professional, be nice, be diplomatic, and do your best.
That's isn't it? Yeah. Exactly. Have you ever had any, well, not nightmare sessions, where you've been thrown at the deep end, or it's like crazy last minute, like we're literally recording this as they're putting it together. Yeah.
So there was a film soundtrack. We'd been booked last minute. Literally the night before, running into the studio the next day, 10 o'clock. You start at 10 o'clock, don't start at 9. No one's voice is well. It's got to be a really long day for them to start you at 9.
Right.
Dashed in at 10 o'clock, stood there, and the engineer came out. And the engineer said, OK, I think there's about 20 of us. 5 sops, 5 altos, 5 tenors, 5 bass. And the engineer said, right, you're going to have to be on the ball, because they are still recutting the film in LA. And we were being linked to LA. They were recutting the film, and they'd recorded the orchestra, so they were recutting the orchestra and the film in real time, and we were singing on it. So we were singing, and next thing you'd hear, no, we're going to take 2 seconds out of that scene. So, and this is the composer. So the composer would say, right, can you take? Well, Americans talk in quarter notes, half notes, and whole notes.
Yeah.
We use crotchets, minims, quavers. Americans, and in fact, more musicians in this country are now using whole notes, half notes, quarter notes, because Sibelius, Cubase, Logic all use that language. So crotchets, minims, semibreves, quavers, being slightly less talked about. Anyway, so this chap in the composer in America was saying, okay guys, can you take a quarter note off that bar, add a quaver note, and add a 16th note rest in that bar, you know, and all that.
Wow.
And so we were making these alterations. Right, sing it. And we were singing it. He says, yeah, that works. Okay, next frame. No, you know, next scene. And we spent 3 hours singing like that. It was, you know, some of the cues, they're called cues. Some of the cues worked. Yeah, that's fine. You could hear the director as well going, yeah, that's fine. It's all down your headphones. Yeah, that's fine. That works. Okay, next scene. And we were absolutely like this.
I bet.
Clock's ticking, you know. And the problem is, the soundtrack is the second to last thing to go on the film. The last thing is the Foley, so the sound effects. And Foley studios, most stuff gets done in London. And there's only, I think, 2 Foley studios in London where they'll do movie quality sound effects. And they have to be booked months in advance. So the soundtrack is the next, so that, the Foley is a date that can't be moved.
Yeah.
The soundtrack has to be recorded before there. So you are always pushed for time, because we can shift the soundtrack. We can shift the session musicians. They can come in at midnight, you know, we'll pay them extra, but they've got to come in midnight. You know, all this sort of craziness can happen with the soundtracks and with the singers. You know, you can be the last thing on the planet and then send it to Foley. But this one where we were changing on the hoof, I don't know, I can't remember if the sound of the Foley, the effects had been put on, I can't remember, but I just remember we were absolutely, the clock's ticking, we've got to get this done. And like I say, you've got the composer and the director in your headphones, they're in LA, and they're shouting not shouting, they were very nice, they were giving you instructions. And gosh, yeah, that was it was it wasn't a nightmare in that it was difficult to sing. It wasn't. We were just doing oohs and ahs. As other movie soundtrack, you generally do an ooh and ah.
Right.
Because this film's got to go around the world.
Yes.
So you can't start singing English lyrics, because if the film's being shown in Venezuela, they don't want to have a foreign song on it. Yeah. So you're generally singing ooh and ah. And if there is a song, that might be replaced depending on what zone you're in.
Of course,
you know,
yeah.
So you're singing ooh and ah, so the lyrics aren't hard, the notes aren't hard for that, weren't hard for that one. It was just we were being asked to sing something different as we were going along. It was absolute last minute job.
Yeah. And there's only a few people who can do that, and I guess over the years you've become kind of indispensable, haven't you?
Yeah. I mean, there's a group in London who, you know, and I go down less and less for that work now. But there's still a little group of us in London that, you'd get the call, go and do that, you know?
Yeah.
And there's films you know, you get asked to do. There was one film soundtrack I did, and the composer hadn't written enough music.
Oh.
And he didn't realise. It wasn't his fault. There had been a breakdown in communications, and the director hadn't said, I want music over that bit. Oh. So the composer hadn't got the brief, so everyone had been released. The orchestra had been released.
Oh, wow.
Everyone had been released. And it was only that we were in the cafe. It's a great cafe in Abbey Road. The studio's got a great little cafe. We're all sat there, cha. Composer comes running in. And it needed myself and my friend Heather, because it was a mysterious film. So they said, oh my gosh, you two come back in. And we were put in one of the little booths. And he said, right, I need some atmospheric music. And so we were literally going, hoo ah, hey ah, hoo ah, you know, making all these breathy sounds, all this sort of stuff, you know, that he could put on this bit. And the director was saying, yeah, that works. No, that doesn't work. No, I need more sound. The yeah, I'll have that. It's a bit rough. That's good. I'll make it more rough. Yeah, I'll have that for the, you know, the dramatic bit. So literally just making it up on the hoof. Because they'd forgotten that they needed music over a couple of scenes of film.
That is mental.
It's really rare. It's really rare, but it does happen. And it goes back to what you said, that spontaneity, that flexibility, whilst keeping it professional. Instead of going, oh my gosh, what do we do? You just go, okay, what do you need? What do you need?
Well, that's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And so you were still there, and it's I was going to say, it's kind of that that human, creative, on the fly kind of warmth that you're able to bring from the haunty kind of sound.
Yeah.
Which is great. And I'm just wondering, how do you feel about like the introduction of AI and AI creating pieces? Because if this was, I don't know, in a few years' time and everybody buys into the AI thing, would you and Heather have been called back into the room, or would someone go on plinky, plinky, plonk, plonk, plonks?
I think nowadays someone might go plinky, plink, plonk, plonk, plonk.
Right.
But AI, we have to accept it because it's barreling towards us. People will always book real singers, live singers. I've heard stuff that's been done on AI and it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. But you will never, ever replace real singers, and there'll always be a market for real people. It's just like, AI will replace some actors and AI will replace all sorts of industry stuff. But there will always be a market for the real thing.
Yeah.
The real thing, bringing that human element to it, bringing that element of creativity of themselves. There will always be a market for it. The market might shrink, but it will be there because people want that live experience. It's like going to gigs. We could all stay at home and listen to CDs or listen to Spotify, listen to whatever we want. We could all stay at home, but we don't. We go for that live experience.
Yes.
You cannot beat a live gig. And what you see live, that concert will only ever happen once. Same with you in the show.
Yeah.
It'll be the same show every night, but what they saw that night will only ever happen once.
Absolutely.
And people want that, and people should want that, because there is nothing like the buzz of something live.
Yeah.
The guy who conducts the BBC Big Band, Barry Forgy, he's a legend, absolutely amazing guy, great guy, very patient with me. He always says that to the audience at the end of a concert: thank you for coming out, and what you've seen tonight, nobody will ever see that again, especially with the big band, because everybody's improvising. There's always solos going on. There's whatever chord inversions the piano player plays. That's that moment. There we go. Some of it's written, but a lot of it will be improvised. Especially when they stand up and give solos, like I say. If they're doing West Side Story, the trombonist will play somewhere from West Side Story, and what they hear that night will only ever be done once. So it's just lovely, the live element, that excitement you get.
Definitely. And it's that soul and the connection, and how somebody delivers that thing.
Yes.
And it's so personal.
Yeah.
And it's like you were saying, it's like you'll never hear it again. You'll never see it again. Yeah. And if the arts are here to kind of make people think and feel, and all of that stuff. And if we let machines do everything, then where's it all gone?
No, it will. People will always want that human element. And I know they will. I have every confidence they will. And they will, because we know we want that human element. We know we want that connection. When we go and see somebody, I want connection. I want to see someone live. It's like I say, I saw Tommy Blaze. I was floating when I came out the theatre. I couldn't have got that from just sat at home listening to recordings. His recordings are wonderful, but that was just brilliant. I still haven't got in touch with him. I must get in touch with him and say, Tommy, you were great.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's it, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't tell a computer you were really good. Thanks for being charged and for work.
Yes. I shall now unplug you. Yeah.
That's it. Thank you so much for watching and listening. However you're consuming this podcast, please consider subscribing, liking, and leaving us a 5-star review, as this helps us to reach a wider audience. Your support is very much appreciated. Now back to the show. So we're here. Lovely port sunlight. It's so beautiful.
It is.
Like you just walk around going, oh my God, the buildings. Oh my gosh, it's so gorgeous.
It is. It is. It's a lovely place to live. It is lovely. Yeah.
Yeah. And how was the move coming from London up here?
So my husband and I both decided 5 years before we moved that we would have a 5-year plan. We were both working our socks off. He was running a very big music preparation company, biggest one outside LA. And I was just crazy, doing everything, anything and everything. And we knew that was not sustainable. It was not sustainable. And so we said, right, we'll give it 5 years, because we really want to make the most of it, because we know once we leave London, we can't go back.
Yes.
We couldn't go back to London. So we had 5 years of going crazy wild, doing everything we wanted to do, getting everything out of our system, and then just said, right, now we're ready. We're ready for more work-life balance. The balance had gone out the window, and that was so detrimental to the pair of us.
Right.
So, yeah, we left and we love it up here. I'm from up here, as you can tell. My husband, his mum and stepdad and his sister already lived here, even though he's from Kent. Oh. They moved up here. So when we were looking at somewhere to move to, it was like, well, we're going to move to the Wirral. We are. And we both love it because the balance is so much more healthy. Oh, my word, so much more healthy. We go out a lot more. You see, this is it now. It's so strange. You say to people, I do sessions and that, which I loved. I'm super grateful for having done it. Absolutely fantastic. But you spend your time inside.
Yes.
And if you go to the recording studio in the middle of December or January or February, you're walking in the dark and you're leaving in the dark, and you think, my vitamin D levels are terrible. And I've seen nothing of the day. Now, I will not be nasty about it because I had amazing opportunities, fantastic opportunities, but I don't miss that being stuck inside all day. I don't miss it. I love being out. I love being out in the open. I do bits of exercise. I try.
You do triathlons.
Oh, yeah, well, I try. Ooh. And I got my triathlon coaching qualifications, so I could coach at the club and all that sort of stuff. And I love that. Love energy. I love it. So, and I think that balance now makes me a more healthy singer, you know?
Yeah.
It makes me, I take that stamina I've got a bit more of, and I take that kind of positivity and that vibe and that energy into my singing work now, whereas sometimes before I was tired. I
bet, yeah.
You know, you get tired, and I never wanted to get to the stage where I was resentful. Didn't want to get to the stage where I didn't love what I did, because I was so lucky to do what I did. And I just thought I will step back before I hit the stage where I'm thinking, I don't want to be here anymore.
Yeah.
So kept it going, and then moved back when the time was right.
That's it. Yeah. And you get to pick and choose the gigs that you do now. So like you said before, you everything you do, you love it. And it's not like, oh, let's do it because it's here, or let's do it because I need the money, or something.
Absolutely. I mean, I did a concert at Snape Maltings, which is a fabulous music venue near Aldeburgh. Part of their summer proms season, their summer concerts, and that was with the BBC Big Band. Fantastic concert hall, fabulous, great venue, great band, and it took me ages to get there. And before, I would have been exhausted, whereas I drove there, stayed the night before, got up the next day, did the concert, you know, stayed that night and came back the next day, and it was a real kind of event, and I loved it. And it meant everything I do, I can savour that little bit more now, because I'm not thinking, oh, my word, I need to be there tomorrow. No, I just live my life. Yeah. I love it, actually, I do. There's more space in it to appreciate stuff as well, the music especially, Yeah.
And the thing is, because you're so organised, like when I send you the message, hey, what about being on the podcast? Send, oh, she's back.
I am. I am organised, and I think actually, well, you are. I mean, you have to be.
Yes.
We're self-employed. We're our own businesses. We are our own limited corporations sort of thing. So we have to be organised. We're our own managing directors or our own financial officers. We are our own promotion agency. You know, it's us. And if you're not organised, if you muck up, people won't ask you back again. They just won't. They can't afford to.
Yeah.
You know, especially in the session world, you do not miss a session. You are not late. What is it? Early is on time. On time is late, and late is unforgivable.
Yes.
And so if you want to be considered to be on time, you're at the session half an hour before.
That's it.
That's on time. So as the fixer can see you're there, they know you're there, great. They can tick that one off. You're not early, you're on time.
Yes, absolutely.
And if the session starts at 10 and you rock up at 5:02, you're late. You know?
Absolutely.
And I have seen it. It's heartbreaking. Someone's car breaks down, something like that. They turn up 15 minutes late. You just think, I don't know if you'll get booked again.
That's it, isn't
And it's
it?
heartbreaking because they're a lovely person. They may be really nice, a great singer and that, but you just think that fixer can't take that chance. Yeah.
That's
so,
it.
yeah. So, yeah, we are organised.
You are really
I'm organised. I like being organised. I'm not a control freak, but I like being organised. I like thinking, yeah, this is what I do here. And, you know, tomorrow I've got the day off, I can go for a big bike ride tomorrow, you know?
Yeah, and I guess your organised kind of personality, you gave yourself 5 years.
Oh, yeah.
So it wasn't like, it was like, oh, and we're moving to London tomorrow. Or
Yeah.
we're moving to the Wirral like tomorrow or whatever it was. It was like, we've got 5 years to kind of get used to it and get used to the transition as well.
That was super. We knew the moment we sat down and had this conversation, we knew that once we left, we couldn't come back. And we knew it had to be the right time. Well, you can't come back because the moment you sell your property in London, it's gone up in price. And next you can't buy it back the next day. It's more money. It's like, So, you know, we knew from practicalities we couldn't step back to that world. So we did give ourselves those 5 years to get it all out of our system because we did not want regrets. I mean, you've moved away, and I'm guessing you're the same. No regrets.
Yeah, that's it.
No regrets. We did everything we wanted to do. I still go back to London for work. I dip in, but then I run away and I come back to my little train station here. A lovely little train station. I come out and go, back.
Yeah, and it's great because you know what, you built up like the 30-odd years of work and contacts, and everyone knows that you're reliable in what you do. So you are still going back, and, you know, invigilating or gigging and doing sessions and stuff because it's all still there, which is great.
It is. Wherever you leave, this is, you know, kind of life lesson for anything. Wherever you leave it on as good a terms as you possibly can because you might want to go back. They might want you back. You might need to go back. Whatever. Just wherever you're walking away, it's just with a smile.
Absolutely.
You know? So I can access and meet up with people and all that sort of stuff. Sometimes that's very difficult to do. I do get that. I do understand. Sometimes that's not possible. But where possible, leave with a smile. Yeah, because I walked away from my teaching as well. You know, I walked away from everything, but with a smile. With a smile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so glad, Emer. Oh, Emer. Everyone was like, I'm so happy to see you. I'm like a puppy. I'm so happy to see you. So, what have you got coming up next? What have you got? Sequins, obviously. You're going to be wearing
more
dresses.
sequins. I've got concerts. I've got concert doing the Ritz Ball at the end of September. I'm sorry, guys. None of you will be allowed to come to that one. I've got some various concerts with the BBC Big Band.
Brilliant.
I'm dipping my toe back into teaching at ICMP in Liverpool, which is unbelievably exciting. A little scary, but also exciting. And then I've got Sing by Sight stuff going on. I've got students around the world who I'm always in communication with.
Brilliant.
I've got someone in Wisconsin at the moment. I need to reply to her email. She sent an email this morning, so I'll be sending her a reply. She's just about to start level 3, so she said, okay, I'm about to start level 3. So I said, look, I'll have a little chat with you. I'll talk you through. I'll hold your hand a little bit.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, so all sorts of stuff going on, actually. Just not as much as there would have been, but perfect.
Yes.
But perfect. So really nice. The level of work I'm doing, the kind of standard of work now is nice.
Yeah.
It's nice.
You're right where you need to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am. Finally. Took all these years. I'm exhausted.
And where can we find out more about you?
EmerMcParland.com.
Okay.
Very simple website. Join me on Facebook if you want. Sing by Sight also has a Facebook account. And always send me an email. On my website, there's a contact page. And I do get emails all the time, and I do reply all the time. Like you say, I'm pretty good. Yep, hello, lovely to hear from you.
And you're a McParland, aren't you?
MC. McParland. I'm a
I think just for spelling it, even though you said McParland, just in case people go, can't find her.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not I always say McParland, but I'm a McParland. MC. No way. McParland. I think I am the only Emer McParland on the internet anyway, so you will kind of find me.
Yeah.
But it's MC.
Yeah, just in case. Yeah. Well, Emer, thank you so much.
Thank you, Misha. What a privilege, what a pleasure. And it's so lovely. You're brilliant. You are one of my joyful students. You
Emer.
are honestly really proud of everything you've done, Misha. Really super proud.
Thank you so much. And I was honoured to have such a brilliant teacher.
Okay, we'll leave it there.
And friends.
Yes, and friend.
Absolutely. Okay.
Yeah.
Go to Emer's Sing by Sight. Go to emermcparland.com. Go check her out. Thank you, Emer.
Thank you. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye. Thank you. Was that any good?
How was it, Book?
Did you forget to press record?
I imagine.